Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chopper. Today, we're going to be talking about the zombies storyline more in depth. I did an episode a few days ago about Mob of the Dead and why the zombies eyes are red in that map. And you guys can go check that out if you want to. I'll leave the link to that video down below in the description. It's quite interesting. But we're talking about also an interesting topic today. Today, we're going to be talking about the possibility of aliens being in the zombie storyline. And the thing is, before I start, this isn't all just zombie stuff. This is real life theories and real life stuff that has gone on, things that our government has done, and also things that governments from other countries have done. So it's really interesting stuff, and I hope you stick around. If you guys do enjoy this, make sure you do leave a like, and make sure you guys are subscribing, because this took me a long time to research, and I hope you guys enjoy, so let's just jump into it. So there are a few major subdivisions within our government. You guys have probably heard a lot about one, maybe not so much the others, but the Illuminati in particular, that's probably the most popular one, but we're not going to be talking about that one today. The Masons is what we're going to be shifting our focus on. A lot of historical figures and presidents were Masons, were openly Masons, and I was looking at Masonic code and all this kind of stuff, and I came across this picture, and take a look at this. I'm going to be using picture a lot to explain, just a heads up by the way. A lot of pictures are going to be referenced in this video here to help explain. So I was looking at this one, and I was looking off to the left. Look off to the left, and do you see any symbols that you recognize? Off to the left, one of them says the Order of Knights Templar Commandery. And where have we seen that symbol before? It looks like kind of looks like a cross type of thing. Where have we seen that before in zombies? That's right, you guessed it. Look at the robot's chest on this. So what does this mean? Were the robots built by Masons? And I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. And what is a Templar? We all know what Templars is. It's the one zombies that only spawn in the ether in the crazy place in Origins. The electric looking ones that you can take them above ground with you, but they only spawn underground. And that's significant. Why is that significant? They only come from the below ground, like from the below. So why is that important? Well, there's a real life theory that there are another race living below us under the earth called the Vril. This is referenced a lot in Black Ops 1 zombies, within Shangri-La, and Call of the Dead. Speaking of which, what is the wonder weapon in Call of the Dead called the VR-11? What does that look like on paper? That spells out Vril. Just throwing that out there. That's not too significant. It's not really what I want to talk about, but something really interesting. Apparently, there is a race living below us. Like we've never seen it for a fact, but there was a book written called The Coming Race. This, I believe, was written in 1930-ish, 1932, I think. I believe it was 1932, and it was about this very thing, the Vril, and they ultimately had this greater power of energy than we had. They were much more intelligent. They were like lizard-like beings, almost like, I would just describe them as a lizard human, a kind of hybrid, if you will. So just keep that in mind while I explain this next part, that they're lizards. So looking at the American $1 bill, we're going to go over to the eagle's eye right here. Now if you take a look at this, take a look at the eagle's actual eye itself. An eagle's eye is circle, kind of like right here. This is a circle. It's not like a line that it shows in the dollar bill. That is more like a lizard's eye. Like, take a look at this. This is what a lizard's eye looks like. And the eagle's eye in the $1 bill looks more like a reptile or a lizard's eye than it does an actual eagle's eye. And could that represent the Vril because they're lizard beings? It's hard to say for certain, but I just wanted to point out that the eagle's eye is not circular. It's more of a reptilian eye. And I just thought that was interesting. I just kind of want to point that out and see what you guys think about that. But like I said, the Vril energy is apparently a source of energy that's greater than any on Earth. It's under the Earth, but apparently it is greater than any source that we have here on the surface. So the Nazis in 1940, true fact, they wanted to, especially Hitler, he wanted to access this Vril energy and use it to help him win the war. So he tried to contact the Vril, and there's all kinds of things that Hitler did meet the Vril, and he talked to a few of them. I don't know if I really buy that. There was like photos and stuff, but that's just that it's so shady and room for error. So I don't know about that, but we know for a fact that they did try to contact the Vril, and they wanted energy to power Die Glock. Now you put Die Glock into Google and that spells out the bell. And where have we seen that? That is, take a look at this. What does that look like? That looks just like the teleporter from Duris and Kingdom and all those sort of maps that have the Nazi teleporters. That's what that is. It doesn't look exactly like that, but it's just supposed to represent that. And this bell is supposed to teleport. I don't know if it's just supposed to teleport or just include time travel. I'm pretty sure it's a time travel kind of thing. I wasn't able to find any solid information on that, but I knew it was supposed to teleport, and they were going to use Vril energy to power that. And what do you see flying around out there? Those look like kind of like UFOs or spaceships, And apparently they had big plans. They wanted Vril energy to power all this sort of new technology that the Nazis were developing. And ultimately they wanted this power to help them win the war. And we know for a fact that they did try to contact the Vril because Hitler read the book The Coming Race and he believed all this kind of stuff. And I'm gonna let you take a look at the Coming Race. And look at this. It says, find your original royal self by accessing the infinite source of Vril energy. So apparently this is some infinite source of energy. But what do we see at the bottom here? This is the most interesting part. What is that little thing at the bottom, that little rod? Where have we seen that before? A lot of you guys who played Black Ops 1 Zombies should have picked that up right away. That should probably have been the first thing you saw. What is that? Where have we seen that before? That's right, that's the golden rod from Moon. That's the golden rod that Richthofen needs you to get to power his thing in Moon, to give him power. And that is apparently a source or a sample or some sort of portion of Vril energy. I'm not entirely sure how the goldenrod works, but speaking of Vril energy, there was actually 2 German scientists and engineers that claimed to have had Vril help or some sort of outside help building their rockets and things like that, developing technology for the Nazis. They gave some really shady answers to an interview, and I don't have the exact quotes, but they gave some really shady answers to the interview, basically saying that they received outside help, like their accomplishments aren't their own. And funny thing, they worked for NASA to help launch us to the moon, and they just said, like, you know, this engineering is not our own, we had help from an outside source, basically talking about the Vril. And so this is all interconnected, all the Vril and the Illuminati and this Masonic stuff. It's very interesting, and I'm going to read more into it, and I'll try to make more videos on this if you guys want me to. So guys, if you guys did learn something or you have any other questions or comments or any theories, please leave it in the comment section down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.